Right, so we're here at Pond House, the home of David Pipe Racing. We're looking forward to a good morning, getting to know his team, have a look on the gallops, some of the superstars, that favourite for the bumper, and yeah, really looking forward to it. Keep watching.
I let go every time I hear those voices in my head,
Yeah, so Dave, tell us a little bit about the routine that they would ordinarily go through.
Well, they're equine athletes, so they have to do exercise of some form, whether it's a strong gallop or whether it's an easy canter or a walk day. They've all got their own.
And how long's the gallop?
Routines.
How far's the gallop here that you've got?
5 foot.
Morning.
5 furlongs long, so 3/4 of a mile.
And do they work in particular groups, or is it designed? I mean, because obviously in this group here you have got your bumper horse that everybody's sort of very excited about for you at the minute.
These
Wings.
these lads come down early because they'll get wound up in the string, so they come down early, and then we'll see the other string coming down shortly afterwards.
Okay, good. And like we're just talking, you've got 70. Did you just say in that at the moment?
Yeah.
Do you find that an easy number to manage? I know you said you've got a capacity for a lot more if you can get them. Let's just say the good ones.
It doesn't. If you have the right system in place, as Mark Johnson will tell you, you can manage a lot of horses.
You've got the right team and balance of everything, I suppose.
Yeah.
David, obviously your father, I've openly said many occasions on our channel as well, your father, one of the reasons that I fell in love with National Hunt Racing, just from admiration to how your horses were clearly so much fitter, better than everyone else's. How much of this facility is down to that and your father's influence on you, I suppose?
Well, Dad was a game changer in National Hunt Racing.
Really was, wasn't it?
And this gallop was the game changer, or one of the game changers, along with bloods, scoping horses, taking temperatures.
Yeah. He
tried to take the guesswork out of racing as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because obviously horses can't talk.
Yeah.
And he liked fact. And obviously years ago they weren't fit.
Yeah.
He got them fit. He introduced interval training and wrote a book, and everyone else copied. And now obviously it's more of a level playing field nowadays, and the same as rugby players, football players, cricket players.
Yeah.
Everyone does interval training there.
Yeah, they really do, yeah. I mean, from a human element, is most sports athletes in the world, interval training would just be part of their daily routine, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, nowadays, horses aren't out for a long time doing their exercise, whereas years ago they used to be out for hours, but they still weren't fit.
Yeah. And how is Martin still involved in any way, shape, or form? Does he pop out daily? Or?
Well, you'd see him, but he's away on a cruise at the present moment.
Lucky Martin.
But he's still about. He doesn't come down and watch the gallops anymore, but he's still about in the office. And
he's
got all his TVs, and if you think we had lots of cameras in the office, he's got more cameras over his place.
Oh, right, okay. So I suppose the element of being fully in control is something that is a big thing for you guys to control the controllables, as Dave Brailsford would have said for Team GB Cycling when we dominated the cycling. You control the 1% club, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. And in this day and age now, probably in most sports, whilst my dad changed the sport by a massive percent, now you're looking at a very small percentage to improve things. So this is Wind Beneath My Wings coming up. Come up now, followed by another horse, Deeper Blue, and Gentleman to Boot in last place.
Three horses working very nicely there. Now,
yeah.
How does Wind Beneath My Wings compare to your previous bumper winner, Moon Racer? Is there a comparison?
They're quite quick.
Quick, the speed of them.
Yeah. got a high cruising speed, and yeah, quite quick.
When he won in the fashion that he did at Ascot, was it at all a surprise to you how well he done it, or
yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. And, we thought he'd run a big race, but we didn't expect a performance like that, because there was lots of horses in the race
lots of
that were
first
winners.
time out winners. Yeah.
So if you won any normal bumper that way, you would have been impressed. But to win that listed bumper with all the winners in, you were more impressed.
And it looks as if he's going straight to Cheltenham.
Yeah, because he ran in. Because he ran in 3 bumpers before in Ireland, he's only eligible now to go to Cheltenham or Aintree.
So he runs in one more bumper, essentially. Is that
Yeah,
right?
he hopefully go to Cheltenham, and then there's a possibility he may get a Punchestown. We'll see.
Excellent. Yeah, be nice to see him. And ground wise, and him as a horse, is there sort of particulars that you're hoping for come Cheltenham?
No, I think we just need to get him there in the best form we can.
Yeah.
He's performed in Ireland on good and soft ground. They called it good to soft at Ascot, but it was probably dead ground.
Yeah, I thought it looked quite softish.
We're getting everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. So, touch wood, he seems quite versatile ground-wise.
It's just nice to have a really good chance going to Cheltenham with him.
Yeah, that's right. Like I hear lots of people saying at the present moment, and obviously Nicky Henderson's just found out this time of the year is not a great time of year for things to go wrong.
Yeah, then they're very fragile animals, aren't they? And
they are. So
it can be a test. I'm sure it's probably going to be a tough question to answer. There are so many of them, but do you have a favourite that was here that you trained?
That I trained.
I mean, the obvious one, probably people can say Comply or Die, aren't they? But I mean, is there another?
Yes, the obvious one for me is Comply or Die, but the obvious other one is Well Chief.
Well Chief.
I mean, I was lucky enough to train him. Obviously, he's come back from injury. He won the Game Spirit. His favourite for the Champion Chase, and unfortunately fell at the second.
Yeah, recall that. I mean, that was a golden era of 2 mile chasers, wasn't it?
Well, I think one of my favourite races to watch. One of my favourite races to watch is the Tingle Creek.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
You know, and okay, we got beat, but I mean, 3 fantastic horses.
You could watch that race over and over again and just think.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't. I don't think you really need to be that much of a racing knowledge person to watch that and think that was a high class race. That.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Yeah.
It was just top class.
Yeah. It's like Federer, Nadal.
Yeah. Murray.
Djokovic and all
Djokovic,
that.
Murray. Yeah, the best of the best going at it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I know obviously the news of Sergino just pulling out of Cheltenham. That's one of the reasons I'm gutted. I've got no skin in the game in that whatsoever from a betting, punting point of view. But actually, how disappointing that we're not going to see that Irish horse Mansborough versus Sergino.
You want to see the best of the best turning up, taking each other on.
Yeah.
And may the best horse win.
It's a lovely look. All your horses look extremely fit, has to be said, don't they?
Yeah. Should be at this time of the year.
That's a nice.
All right.
The bit in the middle there. That's a nice big strapping horse. That.
So as you, Leanne and Mel go back across the field, I think. So we've got a 3 furlong round sand gallop in the distance.
Okay.
You can't really see it, but you can see the horses going around there. So that was put in probably 6 or 7 years ago now. So it works well with the wood chip.
Yeah.
We've got the jumps on the far side there. You know, it's a
Do
shape.
you have schooling days or?
Not really schooling days. So Jack Tudor comes in once a week, so schooling day will be then, but that depends on racing and everything like that. I mean, for example, he came in on Sunday. We didn't have that much to school, so he came in on Sunday this week because he was at Exeter on Sunday.
Right,
and
okay.
the rest of the week he's here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Your partnership with Jack is a fairly successful one, isn't it? It's nice to have a good jockey. You had obviously Tom Scudamore previously, didn't you?
No, I mean, myself and Tom sort of grew up together, and he rode winners for me point to pointing as a very young lad, and then kept going, and we've had some very good winners together.
Yeah, he was a good jockey, Tom Scooter.
Good jockey, very professional, and doing well on the TV now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a good pundit. Yeah, he talks well about the game as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's well educated and got a good brain on him. And Scoo was very good in the changing over with Jack Tudor starting and seeing who we were going to have as stable jockey here at Pond House.
Do you see a lot of Jack in Tom or not? Is that one of the reasons you may have gone with him? Or
I think I wouldn't compare like that. Jack's his own man.
Yeah, for sure. I meant more like riding style more than anything.
I wasn't looking for. I wasn't looking for a Tom Scudamore. I was looking for a stable jockey at Pond House.
Yeah.
And Jack's young, got a lot of experience in big races, courtesy of Christian Williams and Kitty's Lights.
Yeah.
He's doing well. I think he's only 21. I think.
Yeah, that's.
So this is Nini Starr coming up. She runs at Hereford tomorrow.
Okay.
For Clive Washburn. You know Clive Washburn off the flat?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll come up one more time now.
They're doing 3, are this?
These are doing 3. As I say, they've all got their own.
So a couple have parted off there, obviously just showing again the individuality of their routines, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. As I say, well, the first one's Nini Starr, who runs tomorrow.
Yeah.
Braz Door and a Lockout runs tomorrow, actually, as well. So.
When'd you say Hereford?
Yeah, Hereford. Yeah.
Talking of Hereford and tracks as overall, we've put a bit of with one of our TikToks this morning is about. So Cheltenham's our local track, but I one of the things I think racing needs to do better anyway is actually promote racing throughout the country, because there's so many brilliant little tracks, aren't there?
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I actually saw you and I think it was you and your father at Taunton a couple of weeks ago. I didn't stop and say anything to you or anything because you were in conversation with probably one of your owners, and I was with the trainer I was with, and but Taunton's a great little track, isn't it? And you've got Hereford you're going to tomorrow, another great little track.
Yeah, they're individual tracks, and they've all got their own quirks. Whether you're a race goer or you're riding in the race, and that's what makes racing in this country unique, I suppose, with Ireland as well.
Yeah. Do you have a track which you find you're luckiest at, or that you like to take runners to?
There does seem to be tracks that you might do better at than other tracks. I do quite well at Fosslas, Worcester. I don't know. Yeah, 2
very fair tracks.
Yeah, two galloping tracks.
Yeah.
I think we do quite well at Newbury and places like that. Yeah.
That'd be one of my favourites, Newbury.
Newbury's a lovely track.
I think the best or the better horses win there on the day more times than not.
Yeah,
is what I find.
That's probably like on any galloping track like that. You usually get the best horse wins.
Yeah.
There's not an excuse.
Yeah. And so your lad going, he starts his
Jack
pony
racing Buckfastleigh on Sunday. We had a point to point, literally 15 minutes up the road last Saturday.
Yeah.
So Sunday I took some horses for a gallop, and he took his pony for a little prep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Loved it, I bet.
Yeah. Well, no. I said that went well. No, it didn't. I said, why is that then? He went, it's not quick enough. I said, and like he is so fed up with everyone said the same thing. You start off on a nice slow one, and then you can get a quicker one.
Yeah.
But when you're young at that age, all you want to do is go.
If he's got a competitive edge in him, then
I don't know where he gets that from.
Yeah. and obviously, that's already a step in the direction of following your father, and then you yourself, and
Yeah,
I suppose is that where you think he might end up in this game? Is there another?
If he wants to,
Yeah,
it'd be lovely. I've got
Yeah.
3 children. Hopefully, one of them might take it over at some point.
Yeah.
He never had any interest until about 11 months ago.
Really?
And I was exactly the same.
Okay.
I was about 14 till I had.
That's quite nice, though, isn't it? Because I think this is a quite consuming sport. This, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're
It's
probably
it's a lovely sport, but a tough sport.
you'll vouch for it more than anything. But this is not a job. This is a way of life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like being a farmer.
Yeah.
It's 24/7.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
So we'll come up the last time now. Capage and River Run Free.
Do they change who they go up with, or
I might tweak it sometimes, but they've got the list. They know what they're doing.
yeah?
It's Chemical Dave and Skinful.
Doing it very easily. That one on
Eden
the
the
far side.
Hoe. He's an old boy. And then so this filly, Lady Balco, she's just been down the sand and just coming up to go up the wood chip once. That suits her best.
Okay.
They've all got different bits. Some wear hoods to keep
Yeah,
them
I've
relaxed.
noticed that. Yeah.
Lady Balco has what we call bungees to keep her head down. So
Very unique.
and there's Jericho Rock bringing up the rear. He's a very good horse.
Yeah.
Had his comeback run at Windsor the other day, finished 3rd, ran well. He's entered the weekend at Haydock, and hopefully he goes to Cheltenham afterwards.
Excellent.
There's tack room in here, yeah. So we take the temperatures of the horses twice a day, and
Okay.
any
Morning.
temperatures are reported back to the office.
Okay.
Martin McIntyre, one of our amateur jockeys.
Morning.
Ryan Corcoran,
Okay.
another young
Good morning, mate.
amateur who rode a double at the point to point the weekend. A double dead heat.
What, 2 dead heats?
Yeah, that will never happen again, will it?
It's a bit like the Bowens finishing dead heat at Cheltenham. Is something
That's
you're never going to see that again, are you?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
A double dead heat.
A double dead heat, yeah.
There must have been a fair bit of talk at the meeting about that, wasn't there? Which meeting was it?
It was a Chipley Park, it was,
Okay.
which is literally 15 minutes away.
Many of you may not have seen this before, or you might have done, but we're about to go and see a horse have a little swim. Come with us. There we go. So, if you're seeing this, essentially, from my knowledge of what we're seeing here, is these horses are, they have a swim basically to help recovery. It's a bit like human beings, really. It's an easier exercise to do on muscles, so that if a horse is coming back from injury, etc., etc. But they do really enjoy this, the horses, and it is brilliant for their limbs, and etc. So. Just Right.
When my father started, I mean, this was all filled because just added on and added on. Same boxes were added as the horses kept coming.
Yeah. So we're coming here to the wow. This is incredible facilities.
So copied this off
This be a French.
Guy Harwood years ago.
Right. Okay.
So this is where they come and warm up before the gallop.
Okay.
Make sure they're trotting sound and everything. And also, if you get snow or really bad weather, you can maintain.
I was just going to say, undercover gallop. That must be extremely valuable.
Yeah.
At the deep of winter.
Yeah. If we get the real bad weather, and then obviously barrels and tyres and hurdles that the horses learn off to start with before they go down and jump the proper hurdles.
Yeah.
And in here we have the loose stool.
And for the purposes of people watching this who might not know, what might you use a loose school for, David?
A loose school is where you teach a flat horse to jump or a unraced horse to jump, and other horses. But so my dad's first ever Cheltenham Festival winner in 1981 was a horse called Baron Blakeney, who came off the flat, and he obviously didn't know how to jump, so my dad sent him to the guy called Captain Charles Radcliffe at Lambourne.
I know of the name.
Who had basically this.
I'm sure Tom Lacey's spoken to us about something similar. Tom, really influential then, this chap, isn't he?
Yeah, he used to have horses for the Queen. And so he went up there and he taught the horse how to jump. But the problem was he was up there for 3 weeks and he didn't do any other exercise.
Yeah.
So my dad said to his dad, can we copy what he's got, put it in here? So he put it in here so they can gallop, jump, not lose any fitness. They can come in here twice a day, morning and afternoon. And once again, if we get really bad weather, they can continue to jump in here.
Yeah, of course.
They're not getting. You do ride them around here, but basically it's done loose. So you start with the poles on the ground, gradually build them up to give them confidence, and the horse has to learn for himself or herself to find a leg. Because when you're in a big race, jockeys sometimes get excited and will ask for a big jump, and hopefully this means the horse will find a leg.
Yeah, sure. Is this really important to every horse that comes through the door here?
Some more than others.
Okay.
But I mean, even the older horses like coming in here, having a buck and a kick. It's something different. And it does make them think for themselves. And it can give them confidence. It also gives the jockeys confidence as well. If I say to Jack Tudor or whoever, come in and see this horse jump, and he'll go, it can jump like that,
Yeah.
So
brilliant.
it's, as I say, something that we added, and all these different things help.
I mean, we've obviously seen a lot. We've seen a lot of different facilities, from the most modern to, I suppose, let's call them rustic. This has got just about everything, hasn't it? I mean, there's yards that haven't got swimming pools and
You're always looking to
the undercover schooling and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're always looking for the next new thing, and you've got to keep on pushing forward.
Yeah. Lab, obviously, this is the first for me. I've not seen this anywhere else yet. So what have we got here?
So once again, Dad tried to take the guesswork out of training.
Yeah.
What happens when you go to the hospital? They'll take your temperature, they'll take a blood, they'll get a profile for you. And Barry Allen in the picture over there.
Okay.
He was a genius, worked at Lambourne and Newmarket, and my dad went to watch him at a conference. Yeah. And after the conference, my dad was no one at the time at the conference. He went up to Mr. Allen and said, could you come down and build a lab for me? And sort of looked at my father. And, cut a long story short, he did. And he worked for us for many years after that. So we do routine bloods. And when they get entered up at the 5-day stage, 48-hour stage now, to make sure they're healthy going into their race. Because school of kids, they can't all be healthy at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
So you have to keep the sick ones away from the healthy ones. So we do lots of bloods, and we also do our vet being shortly, and we do trachea washes as well.
Yeah. How often have you picked up underlying issues of a horse and not ran them, if that makes sense?
All the time. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. So a couple of trachea washes here that our lab technician analyses, and then you grow them on. There's nothing. You grow them on an agar plate in the incubator for 24 hours with different antibiotic discs on. So to number one, see if they grow anything.
Yeah.
And number two, see which antibiotic works best. So really, the horses are probably treated better than humans because at hospitals they give you penicillin. It's the cheapest one.
That's staggering. And your dad was doing this what year exactly? What year? Do you know what this opened?
I don't. It's a shame he's not here because he'd love to tell you. But his first winner was 81. He was. This was probably in the 80s, I'd say.
Talk about ahead of your time.
This will tell you different to what the lads and the girls tell you at the gallops.
Of course, yeah.
They can be flying up the gallops, but this will tell you different. So sometimes it gives you headaches because you try and do it last minute and the owner's got plans to go to Ascot on the Saturday or something like that. And then last minute you have to say, look, we can't go, we've got to wait. So it can be frustrating, but you're doing it for the benefit of the horse, which is the benefit of the owner.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
And if you go for a run when you're not feeling very well, it's going to take you longer to get over it. So
brilliant. Thank you for showing us this.
And we get it done quickly, so we can get the horse on antibiotics quicker if need be, and hopefully healthier quicker.
Excellent. Talking about legends.
Watch out, he might have a little nip. He likes a little nip.
That's okay. Yeah. Right. Well, we couldn't leave this place spotting this lad without having a quick chat to you about Liam Rouge, who is nothing but an absolute legend.
He was. We bought him as a spotty 4-year-old from France, and was owned by Professor Caroline Tisdale.
Yep.
And her dream race is the Grand National, and obviously he ran in lots of Grand Nationals. Best finishing position was 6th. I think he actually holds the record for the most Grand National fences jumped at 254.
That's astonishing.
Fences. He actually probably jumped the national fences better than normal park fences.
Yeah. Why would that be? Is it just the respect that he is given them?
He lit up to the occasion. He could tell when he arrived at Aintree. Eh?
And he's definitely got attitude about him, which is great to see.
And he's 16 now.
Not in training, we will add.
No, not in training. He did go and do a bit of hunting, but he's back with us now, and he'll have another home eventually because he likes to be active.
Yeah.
So he still does a bit. He likes to have a little nip. He wants carrots. I haven't got any carrots. Sorry, boy. But yeah, and look, he retired in one piece. He gave Caroline Tisdale some great days, winning 2 beaches.
When you have a racehorse, you can't ask for much more than a horse like this, could you?
No.
Perfect.
Just a question. We've been to many yards, and I've never seen anyone that have like these backdrops.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have them. They have them when you're in hospital now.
I've seen them. Yeah,
they have stuff on the ceiling, don't they?
Yeah.
Does it do any? Is it better than staring at a blank canvas? We've got mirrors in some of the stables. We haven't got it in all the stables. We've got them in some, but it must mean something because you look at the edges of there. They have tried to eat it. So my young kids have repainted it. So it must mean they must actually think that is grass or something like that. So it must mean something.
Yeah.
Unnamed 3-year-old, and actually his mum, or her mum, I should say.
Yeah.
Her mum is swing bowler, who we used to train as well for David Johnson.
Great, wasn't it?
No, not grey. No.
No,
bay.
that one at Haydock, a lovely race at Haydock once, didn't it? Swing Bowler, have I got the wrong one?
Swing Bowler was a good filly. He won lots of hurdle races. I'm not sure if she won at Haydock or not. I don't think she did, but she's very much like her mother. Very petite, sweet, and hopefully she's got an engine like her as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Nice unnamed 3-year-old.
So you asked me about Harley's Pride.
Yeah.
Now this one isn't quite so friendly.
Okay.
As you can see from the signs on the door.
Do not take temperature, bites, kicks. And that'll be why someone asked us to pat Harley's Pride.
Oh, well, yes. As you can see, she's got her ears back, and she's not the most friendliest.
Okay.
Hey?
Is it just a nervousness, is it? Or
I don't think it's nervousness. I think it might be bad-tempered.
Okay. Okay.
She's actually nice to ride and everything. She just ran in one bumper in Ireland and placed, and hasn't been with us that long. Seems to be settling in okay, and hopefully have one run in a bumper before before next season.
Okay.
She'll do a lot better when she has a summer's grass and strengthens up. And then the grey with his head out down here is King Tertian.
I mean, I have to fess up here. I actually backed Chianti Classico that day. He won and beat him at Cheltenham.
Well, it's a shame about that horse, having to retire afterwards.
Desperate, but he done that very well and has run solid races since, hasn't it?
Yeah, he had a fantastic
lovely grey
winning at Chepstow. Then obviously over the Grand National fences, and then putting up. Each win was a career best.
Yeah.
And then we took him up to we took him to Wincanton, and even though he got beat, he put up another career best.
Yeah.
And then things didn't happen up at Musselburgh in his last run. And we went up there for better ground, and it was probably not as good as what we wanted it.
Okay.
He's done remarkably well. His owners are coming actually later on this morning to see him. They're owned by a syndicate, Somerset Racing.
Okay.
Run by Richard Wilkin, and then we'll make plans. But we're just freshening him up now. And
has he got a target in mind, really, or is
that's what
just...
we'll be discussing later. But any of the 3 mile handicaps.
Mm.
He's
Grand National not this year.
Not this year. You never know. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he has to go up in the handicap a little
Step
bit more
forward,
to get in.
Okay.
As you know, it's difficult to get in
Well, you have to be good enough to get there, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a very
classy race now, isn't it?
Oi, you don't want to be nipped. Thank you. He's quite a character.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, he's quite a handful when he's out and about.
Lovely big strapping thing.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna.
Yeah. He's only seven. He's only 7 now.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know when you first got him that it was going to be no?
No. That's why his first owner sold him.
Oh, did they?
And Somerset Racing bought him. So.
Oh, good on them.
You don't.
Right, so we find ourselves again back at King Turgeon, mainly because Richard, one of his owners, has popped up and to see his horse, and we thought we'd just grab 2 minutes with him just to talk about his horse and how he's been this season. He's been brilliant for you, hasn't he?
Well, he's amazing. He's a really tough horse. We liked him when we first bought him, and he's really shown. He's probably grown into himself this year. He's an extraordinarily athletic horse. Mm-hmm. He loves his jumping. And he's tough. And so we're still finding out about him.
Yeah. And I'll just take you back a little bit earlier on in the season when he come to Cheltenham and took on the big boys, let's just say, and he was brilliant, wasn't he?
Well, it was absolutely extraordinary. And I always say at the end of every race, it's not what you expect.
Yeah.
We hoped, but we didn't necessarily expect. But that was a real excitement.
Yeah. And going forward, you've obviously got a horse for the future as well, not just the now, and maybe I don't know. Maybe could we see him in something like the Grand National next year?
I would have hoped so. I mean, because he's very able over the Aintree fences.
Yeah.
But David very cleverly spotted that.
Yeah.
So yes, certainly.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, from us, wish you the very best of luck for the season. I'm sure you'll have plenty more fun with this lad over the next year or so.
He's a terrific horse, and we're very fortunate to have him.
Good.
And also, he's in the right place, and he's wonderfully looked after by Mel and Ben.
Yeah, it's incredible here what the the facilities they got. So
Yeah,
I agree with you.
absolutely,
You're in the right
And
place.
it's a real family thing. Yeah.
Well done.
Sure, Con. Usually quite talkative. Yeah, he's a nice novice hurdler.
There we go.
Come boy. So he's done well this season. He's been first and second in all his races. He's qualified for the EBF final at Sandown. Not sure if we go there or not. We're looking for another race for him actually.
That's very competitive, that race, isn't it?
Yeah, but he deserves to take his chance in something like that. He's 127, which is a workable mark. He'd be nice to chase next season.
I think he's one of those horses that a lot of people this season, from a novice hurdle point of view, have used as a guide for form line because it's quite consistent.
Yeah,
horse.
yeah, he is. Got beat by the Kemble Brewery.
Yeah.
He was a decent horse as well. Then we beat one of Fergal's at Chepstow Tree.
Tripoli Flyer.
Yeah, which won the other weekend.
And they think a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think he's quite strong form lines. So he's definitely one to follow. Walkadina.
Yeah, so this is a horse. Did it win at Uttoxeter?
Yeah, she won first time at Uttoxeter. Looked good.
Yeah.
Then ran well at Newbury in a listed.
Yeah.
Finished fourth. Not much between the first four. Disappointed at Wincanton on Boxing Day. She's had a wind up since, and she'll be out somewhere shortly. But she's always worked well at home.
Yeah.
We like her, and we hope the wind up will bring a bit further improvement.
A horse that what sort of races might we say? Is this a novice chaser for next season, maybe, or?
She might be. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with the rest of the season with her. She's qualified for valuable final up at Kelso in March.
Okay.
But she'll.
That's is that the week before the festival?
No, this is another race after the festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might see her at Kelso next then.
She'll run somewhere first.
Oh, she'll have a run first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's nice, isn't she?
Yeah,
you
she's nice,
think a bit of her.
Yeah, no, we've always always liked her.
Cool, lovely horse. Got Phantom of the Points here, which a couple of our followers have asked us to talk to you about. So I suppose I'll let you take it away. What have we got here?
He's had a good season so far. Slightly disappointing at Exeter on Sunday. They went slow and quickened it up, and perhaps we should have ridden him a little bit more prominently. But yeah, look, he's done well. He's up to a mark of 133 now, and we were trying to qualify him for Cheltenham. He didn't get qualified, but there's a valuable hurdle at Uttoxeter the Saturday after Cheltenham. He might go for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's always a good. I think I know the race you're talking about. It's always a good race, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Won by nice horses.
Good prize money.
Yeah. You actually, you would have been Uttoxeter the Saturday after Cheltenham. It's absolutely rammed, that Midlands Grand National Day. It's such a popular meeting now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Just Phantom of the Points.
Sniper, yeah, he goes to Wetherby tomorrow.
Okay.
The owner's dream is for they're owned by a local syndicate.
Yeah.
They love their racing.
Yeah.
He's qualified for the Temps. He won the Temps qualifier,
Okay.
and they'd love to run him there. So
What's he rated?
he's rated 125. He has to go up because he has to go up £1 to get in the official handicap, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you carry on, G. So he's going to Wetherby to try and go up £1.
Okay.
I've told the owners that he will be a big price and have it to do probably at Cheltenham, but it would be their dream to stand in the paddock with the runner.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people's dream, right? And that's what a lot of people have horses for, is to take them to these big festivals. Cheltenham, Aintree, Punchestown now as well, if you've got one good enough.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No, good luck with him.
So you can see this fella. This is thanks for the help, having some extra work.
Okay.
Julie looks after him. So
is this JP McManus?
that's right. Yeah, he. So he's quite long like me, and he needs a lot of to keep his core strength together. He needs a lot of work on this. So we'll go around here.
How long will he have on the exercise there, David?
So this is extra work for him. So Julie should be having her breakfast at the moment, but she's putting him on instead. And he'll be on here for about 10 minutes before going down the gallops.
Okay. And that's just to strengthen the horse
Up
up.
his core strength. Yeah.
What other ones were on the list, please, Jay?
Gold in the Rivers.
Okay.
He'll hopefully go to Chepstow for the last Pertemps qualifier, see if we can qualify him for the Pertemps. He's actually qualified. He qualified up at Carlisle, but he probably needs to go up a few pounds to get in. So that would be the aim, and the owner would like to run him there. Once again, if he didn't qualify for that, then he could go for that valuable race at Uttoxeter as well. Saturday after. He's by Walk in the Park.
Okay.
We bought him off Gordon Elliott. He finished 4th last time, like I say, at Carlisle. Hopefully he'll be. We haven't seen the best of him as yet.
Okay. And in terms of the type of horse that he is he a hold-up horse?
Well, he's a strong stayer. So you ride him handy enough. Like.
Where will he go before the?
He'll probably go to Chepstow on the 22nd.
Okay.
That's where he'll probably go.
Want deep ground then, will he?
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely get it there.
Yeah, I know exactly.
This time of year.
Sue's going to where we're going.
Malta.
Are you? That's nice there this time of year, is it?
I've never been there.
I meant Gentleman to Boot actually. Sue's going on holiday on when is it, Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah. Gentleman to Boot. So he was one of the ones you saw out with Wind Beneath My Wings. He's a lovely 3-mile chaser in the making.
Okay.
So he finished 3rd in his first bumper, and then won at Fontwell, and then finished 2nd, giving a penalty away at Chepstow the other day. But he's by Harzand, and he's still a shell of a horse, really. So he's got a lot of filling out to do, but he's one to follow.
Yep. That's Gentleman to Boot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is Lady Balk, who's been another consistent nice horse this season for you, hasn't she?
Yeah, no, she's done really well for the syndicate, and we campaigned her well. She picked up a good prize at Hereford. A little bit disappointing last time, but she owes the members nothing, and she'll bounce back. We're freshening her up, but she's jumps well over her fences. She did well over hurdles last year, and there'll be more to come. And hopefully, we can get her some black type, and which will help her as well. Yeah,
of course. Lovely horse. Well, like a lot of yours, though, David. They like to nibble.
Yeah. This is Neon Moon here, so you might as well film him going back into his stable.
Okay.
If you want. He's just been and done some Pessoa work. Neon Moon, he's a good horse, probably in the grips of the handicapper a little bit.
Okay.
But put up some good performances this season. Won first time out at Chepstow, and has run some good races in defeat. He's entered at Ascot the weekend. He may run there. Doesn't want the ground too soft, so we'll see what the ground's like.
How old is Neil Moon now?
I think he's 8 now.
Okay.
He's been really good for Brocade Racing.
Yeah.
And Pond House.
Yeah.
He hasn't run for a while because of the ground, but he's rated quite high now at 134. So
it does make it difficult sometimes in terms of placing them, I should imagine.
It does, yeah. Sometimes they have to come down a few pounds before they're back on a winnable mark.
Yeah. And the only way you can do that is to run them.
That's right. But yeah, no, he's been a nice horse and pays his way.
Good. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Be a test. Right, David. Well, I think this is probably the one that most of our followers will want to talk about, and this is the lovely Wind Beneath My Wings.
Yeah. Obviously, we haven't had him very long, but took him to Ascot, and he was very impressive. Obviously, had some good form in Ireland for Pat Flynn, and we were expecting a big run, but not quite a performance like that.
Okay. And what has that run done for the horse, like in terms of confidence and stuff after? Has he come out the race knowing he's a real good horse, if you know what I mean?
Well, horses, I believe horses know when they've won. And since Ascot, because obviously he can't run again till Cheltenham, since Ascot he's had an easy time, and now he's been built up towards towards Cheltenham in March.
Okay. And in terms of, in terms of ratings and things like the Racing Post rating, Timeform ratings, they've obviously given him a very lofty rating at this moment in time, which suggests that he is the best of the English, and the market is dictating that. If I sort of push you to sort of how you feel your chances are at Cheltenham, because we've got to take on the Irish, and they're going to have some strong horses. Is it a confident thing that you think he'll run a good race there?
I hope so. The betting suggests he will. It's a trainer's job to get him there in the best possible condition. Pat Flynn was very helpful with telling me what he was like, and as he said, he eats and sleeps, but wakes up when he gets on the racetrack.
And he's been ridden fairly handily on his run at Ascot. Is that how you'll sort of on the day play it, or
he likes to get on with things, so I would imagine he'd be up there.
And ground wise, you're not really.
He seems quite versatile for ground. It's only be the second run for us, so we're still learning about him. But obviously he's got a very good engine, and look forward to the Wednesday at Cheltenham. And
I'm sure I'm right in saying this. Regardless of what happens at Cheltenham, you're probably excited you've got a real nice horse on your hands for the future, aren't you?
Definitely, yeah, that's right. He's a lovely horse for the future. And he's not even turned 5 yet, so lots to look forward to.
Yeah, that's wind beneath my wings, and hopefully he runs up to form, because he gives us English a right lively chance at the festival. Well, another superb morning at another brilliant yard. Bit of a fanboy this morning here. I have to say, Martin Pipe, going back, was one of my racing training heroes back in the day. And David has just taken on the reins, and this place is probably no different than it was 20 years ago, and they're still having great success. I've thoroughly enjoyed being here. I hope you enjoy the video and all the content that we've rolled out around this place at Pond House. It is somewhere special, and all I can say is I'm glad I've came. Thanks for watching.